1,000 members from about 100 countries worldwide that are in it. And we have a lot of people that, that are newbies that are on that one, and we try to make sure that they're treated well in it. We also have a little side business that we've created off of our e-bike product. One of you guys have like looked into that, but I mean, with your beeswax, there's so much stuff that you can make with it and sell with it. So sustainable beekeeping to me, I guess has a little bit different meaning than forest, because we're kind of up now around 40, 50 hives. So sustainable for me, what was sustainable when we started out with 4 hives is not sustainable for us now. I mean, there's certain practices that the way we were able to do things then, if I were to do it now, I'd never get through all my hives. So it's more about sustainably improving your beekeeping practices and your management skills so that you can get through more hives faster and more efficiently. And also looking at pest management, because, losing 1 hive out of 4 was devastating, but, we're up to like 50 hives. So if I lose a quarter of my hive, that's a lot bigger deal now than it was then. So that sustainability part for the pest management control for me is kind of like our #1 priority right now. So that's what it kind of means for me.
Awesome, thank you. Who wants to go next? Pat.
Well, I'm Pat Tickle. I'm from Southern Oklahoma down in Seville, near Hardcore. I'm retired, so everything I do is for fun. I belong to several local clubs. I'm a member of the state association, and I have 40-some hives right now that I manage some way or another. But for me, sustainability, I'm here to figure out what that is. I haven't drawn any conclusions yet, so I'm here to learn. That's my whole focus in life. Is since I retired, I got done. I'm starting to learn everything all over.
Thanks.
I'm Christine Almack. I'm from Enid. I work at Option Technology Center in the Business and Industry Services Department. I primarily help construction. Anyways, I'm a new beekeeper. I just started this spring with 3 hives, and this is actually my first meeting with any beekeepers. So
Awesome.
I'm really excited to be here. And sustainability to me means just less involvement, less chemicals, less.
I'm Barbara McReynolds. I'm a member of COBA. I'm from Mustang. It's a long ways over here. But anyway, I'm a 2nd-year beekeeper, and I only have 2 hives, so I'm a little one. But I started out with 2 hives last year, lost 1 over the winter to starvation, opened it up with bee butts, everywhere. Got another package of bees, so I've got 2 hives going now. These bees are going great guns. But since I'm retired, I have grandchildren, bees, and chickens. I have no money. But, what I do, I thought back into my bees and my chickens. But sustainability to me means I want the bees to be healthy. And if I get honey, that's fine. I'm just mainly giving them a home, and I like watching them.
Great, thank you. How about you guys?
I'm Laura Girls. I work for the absentee tribe at South Relax Clinic. I'm a medical technologist. I'm kind of learning, and sustainability. Everyone talks about, all sustainability, and I'm kind of in the same place. I'm learning, and so that's about it.
Good, good. That's our purpose here, is teach everybody stuff.
My name's David Earls. I work in law enforcement. That's my career. 2nd-year beekeeper. We started out with 2 hives last year, and we got 12 now this year.
Excellent.
We're trying to learn how to keep this all together and spend as little money as possible, keep it fun, and be able to grow a little bit. So we're kind of here on the education.
Good. Good. Nancy?
I'm Nancy Schenkel. It's my husband, I'll let him talk more, but we're from Skytech, Oklahoma, and we're 1st-year beekeepers, and we actually met you in Oxley Nature Center recently. Excited to be here.
I did talk at Oxley Nature Center from Tulsa Group of Sustainable Beekeepers.
And So beekeeping to us is we're really into permaculture and natural ways to do things and new ways to do things that, not following with tradition of the way that things that don't work, but looking at ways to improve and observe. Like yesterday, we got into the hives, we did a 24-hour night check, and we got to observe the behavior of the bees and how they herded the hive beetles. And we didn't have any mice, but we had a lot of hive beetles, and just their behavior, and it gave us some new ideas that we haven't heard of before. So we're excited to just slow down, not rush into things, not be afraid, but at the same time, that hands-off approach, just observing and learning their behavior so we can start to think more like the bees.
No bees.
I'm Keith. I work for AT&T as little as possible. Let's see, sustainability, to me, I'm big into permaculture, like you said, and we're trying to create an ecosystem for ourselves and our bees that are interdependent, so we try to create plants that support the bees and that sort of thing, and try to minimize outside resources as much as possible. So less chemicals, more nature. And if we give bees a habitat that they can use to take care of themselves, then, like you say, if we get honey, that's fine. If not, we'll have happy bees.
I'm Richard Henry. I'm retired FedEx ground. I started a new bee supply company here in Oklahoma City. I build all of my own woodenware and supplies. Sustainability, I'm just trying to keep all the chemicals out of the environment. Awesome.
I'm sorry, what's the name of your company?
It's Henry's Bee Supply. How are you open all day Saturday? I'm open any day you need to call. As long as I'm not run off to Home Depot or Walmart or something. Give me a heads up.
Okay, so hi, my name's Brianna Wells. I'm with Henry's Honey like my mom. I'm probably one of the youngest beekeepers you've ever seen. I've been doing this since I've been 12. Well, I'm the youngest one here today. But I've been doing this since I've been 12. I'm 17 now. I've watched it kind of grow up years. I've just kind of learned job experience. My day job, I'm a lifeguard, but I also help out with the beekeeping. And sustainability to me means being able to take those resources you get out of beekeeping and turning it into something new. So like those beekeeping byproducts, a lot of that really. So yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Christy Akridge, and we live in Newcastle. My husband and I, we have 7 hives, 6 at our house and 1 in Kogar, which we're going to bring home tomorrow. I'm lucky enough to stay home and take care of the farm, supply the friends and family with chicken eggs and bees and honey and whatever. And sustainability to me means less chemicals, but fewer pests, and try to keep them alive.
You want to talk about my very great. Mary Beth's the state president.
I'm Mary Beth Smith, and I started beekeeping in 2006 with 2 hives, and in 2007 we got the new 2 hives, 2008 with 2 different new hives. And so my goal has been to try and get to not have to buy hives every year. And I think I've finally gotten there. I sometimes have to recreate new hives because I've gotten down to about 2 or 3, but I haven't bought these in a while. And so I've been very encouraged in Oklahoma by the number of beekeepers who have started beekeeping since 2006. At that time, you went to a club meeting, there might be 10, 15 people there, whether you were in Coba or Guthrie or Noble. And so it's been wonderful to see the number of beekeepers expand. I think that's what we're going to get more bees in Oklahoma, is have more people managing bees. And so my goal is to try and have healthy bees without chemicals. I haven't harvested honey in many years, much to my friends' dismay, who has honey to sell. And, but that's my goal. And I want to say a plug for the state beekeeper meeting coming up October 20th. Oklahoma City.
Thank you.
I'm
Caroline?
Caroline Baker, and I'm an electrician by trade, and the bees picked me out 14 years ago. It happens that my father was a beekeeper, but he was gone before I knew him, and the bees flew into my front yard, and I went out and got a box and built it, and got me painter's suit, and I went to the most expensive place I could buy the stuff because I didn't know where to go. And it was corn seed at the time. Got me a pair of gloves and a bow, and got that all built all day. 5 o'clock, my husband came in the driveway, and I had a ladder up against the tree, and I'm 5'3" and he's 6'4". And I had the suit on, and he looked at me and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Back right there." He says, "You are not tall enough." So my husband actually got my first set of bees. And I do water meters for the cities. So a couple of them in Norman and Oklahoma City. Don't charge for this, it's public service. Get them out of the way so they can read the meters and the bees don't get killed. So I start a lot of new beekeepers often, and I sell a few bees and get honey. And that's what I do.
Ernie?
I'm Ernie Staggs, I retired, I worked with Dynamite. I taught junior high school. But I'm retired, and thank God I made it through that. I'm part of the ECOBA group down in Avon. We've been blessed to have a good turnout and good group of people. We started our first meeting this year in January, we had 85 folks. And we felt good. We're averaging 45 to 55 right now. So, we meet the third Saturday of the month. You're always welcome. We don't charge anything to show up. We just ask you to bring a door prize. I've been a beekeeper for a couple of years.
I'm Jerry Hanna. I'm from Hera, retired from the electronics industry. This is my second year with bees. Last year I had 2 hives. One absconded and one got massacred by another hive. Stole all their honey. So I'm back to year 1, I guess, with 2 new hives this year. I just want to find out about doing it with less chemicals and less intervention. It seems like, messing with the bees too often, they don't like that very well. So that's
Awesome.
what I think.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention, yeah, sorry.
I'm Stephanie Jordan. Some of us are looking at our cards there. I'm Stephanie Jordan, and I'm an urban beekeeper. I've been keeping bees since 2014. I got 2 hives in 2014, and I haven't bought bees since. I have expanded and contracted. I've caught a few swarms because I'm cheap, and catching swarms is interesting. So, the part of my sustainable model is we're thinking of urban bees. We need urban hives, we need rural hives, we need all of that. And for a lot of reasons, urban bees tend to have less pesticide load. I live in a mixed income neighborhood, so people tend not to spray their lawn, so my bees are lucky enough to have access to clover. My first winter keeping bees, my bees got diarrhea, and I panicked, and it was the day before 4th of July weekend, and the beekeeping store that I go to at the time had weird hours anyway, and I couldn't, all the beekeepers were telling me I needed to go out and buy this antibiotic. Good luck. And I couldn't get to the store to buy the antibiotic. I was crying and it was with bees. And then I did some more research and learned that that's outlawed in Europe. That antibiotic is outlawed in Europe for a reason. And what I wound up doing is steeping some thyme and mint and getting some honey healthy and some kombucha. And my bees pulled through it just fine. And the lesson I learned from that is probiotics and antibiotics
I try not to be greedy with the honey, even though people pay a lot for urban honey, so it's tempting. But I try to be really honey. And I'm also fortunate enough to have my bees 10 feet from my front door. So I walk past them several times a day and you just unconsciously know when the rhythm of your bees is right and not. And I can jump into a studio just about any time. So that's my story. Oh, and I'm a garden manager for an organic urban farm. And we put a lot of organic plants and a lot of information about pollinators out in the world. We recently, this spring, we moved 1,000 organic movement. And we're currently have a butterfly ranch in Hickory. We have 3 different kinds of butterflies hatching out and being protected from predation.
Thank you, Sylvia.
I'm John Leonard. My day job is I'm the farm manager at Molly Spencer Farm in Yukon, owned by the Kirkpatrick family. It's been their family for 125 years. We have a range of animals from sheep to cows to donkeys, etc. out there. And we just got in some rescue horses. But we also have 2 hives, and of which I can attest to Forrest is a thank you for what we did earlier this spring. Forrest has helped me out. He's one of my best friends, and we've been known each other for some years now. Steph's my girlfriend, and yeah, she is doing this really awesome thing with caterpillars right now, even though it's very time consuming. Anyway, all this to say, sustainability on my end, to me, that means that what your input should equal your outputs generally. You know, that could be financially or otherwise. The hives I have out at the farm where I work, I've had as many as 6, and I'm just down to 2 this year. But the 2 that we do have are doing great. And I think it's really just a matter of that you aren't just overly, you know, going crazy with whatever the kind of like Steph's story or anything over the top on pesticides for whatever the issue is inside your hive to other things. We've planted huge squares or huge areas of Dutch white clover on the farm. We're going to put in a pollinator garden next spring. Anyway, just trying to do everything we can on the most naturally based way of managing bees.
Thanks, John.
Excuse me. My name is David Lockhart. I'm retired from corrosion control technician at Tinker. I've always been a gardener, and so I decided to try the bees. So I've been doing bees off and on for about 14 years now. Got about 16 hives. The way I support them basically is doing cutouts and bee removals and trap outs and stuff like that. I kind of enjoy that. Now I'm finally able to sell some honey. So hopefully they'll support it. But I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy messing with the bees and educating people. That's the part about doing bee removals. I get to talk to people about bees and share all kinds of information. So I'm always anxious to learn. And as far as bee sustainability, never really treated my hives, but I'm anxious to learn. You know, just try to cut down on my losses. So.
Awesome. Thank you. David, sir.
I'm David Braden. I'm a teacher. Been a gardener for a long time. This is our first year of keeping bees. I built a top flower hive, and I'm really enjoying watching them. I'm worried about them making it through the winter, but so I've got one hive and a nuke that now has a second hive in it, and then I'm building another full-size hive. And sustainability, I think, is not using any chemicals at all, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the hive you built was made out of Eastern red cedar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they reclaimed lumber, so it's really awesome. We put a bees it this spring.
I'm Sarah from the family. So everything you said. I keep chickens. By the way, glad to hear there's lots of chicken keepers here.
All right, the last back of the room people.
I'm Joanna Canistel, and I live just about 3 or 4 miles from here. We have chickens, lots of chickens. We butchered our meat chickens the other couple weeks ago. We also have 4 hives. 2 of them are old, and I mean, we've had them for years. And we got 15 quarts of honey from those 2 hives in June. And the two supers on top are full again, so
Awesome.
we have to harvest honey again. Next Saturday, we're doing it next Saturday. But thank goodness our kids for my 50th wedding anniversary a couple years ago gave us an extractor that you plug in and turn on the switch.
Oh.
Rather than cranking. So that's a big help. I also have a hive of bees for another lady that's trying to learn how to do beekeeping, and she didn't want to do it on her own, so she comes over when we go up to work our hives, and she works her hives when we do our hives. And we're no chemicals. We use no chemicals at all with our bees or gardens. Consequently, I pull a lot of bees and pull a lot. Otherwise, it's been a good year for honey. The first harvest, we got 50 quarts out of those two hives, and we sold just about all of it first weekend. $16 a pound. I don't know what other people charge. They didn't bat an eye at buying it. Oh, I also started doing lip balm. If you haven't done that with your beeswax, it is really simple, easy to do. And I bought all organic flavors, things like that.
Perfect.
So, and really easy, simple to do.
Awesome. All right, I guess your last one.
My name is April. I have a degree in geography, and I was a geographic information systems technician for the city of River City for years. And then I wanted to have children, so I quit. And now I write bugs. I solve toy disputes. And whenever I can get away from that, I keep bees. And I have a big garden, and I have horses. I live here in Choctaw as well. And I've been doing it for about 3 years. I still consider myself a beginner. I learned about sustainability in my university classes at ecology at OU. And to me, it's being able to sustain something over a long period of time. So to me, it doesn't necessarily have to be more natural, but what you can manage.
Perfect, perfect. Well, as you can see, we got people from, oh, I'm sorry. Mr. John Sharpley, welcome.
Hi, how are you? I'm John Sharpley. We run a full bee ranch. We bought a ranch about 5 years ago to expand. We're trying to run about 100 hives on the ranch. It's like a lot of planting, orchards and everything else. I do a lot of commercial cutouts, and we're making our living off of bees now. We do lots of honey. We're up to about 3,000 to 4,000 pounds a year. I run a yard down in Texas where we keep that one separate. We do some minor pollination, which we're trying to expand on. Help a few people, like Mike, who I don't see here. And there's some schools of thought, and I told them stop messing with your hives, and all of a sudden you do much better. So my theory comes from everything I learned back in college when I started doing the cutouts from an old man, and we merge hives and put in a lot of natural elements that I know before the oils really took off. We used to put peppermints in the hive. I didn't know why, but we did it. And then we were told that would kill the hives, started taking them out, and the hives died. So we run things pretty much naturally, but we do a lot of merging of hives and mixing of bees. And we feed a lot of cutout honey back to the bees. So I think maybe not necessarily so obvious, but we do really well at it. So.
If you guys see on Facebook, John and his family lost their home to fire a couple of weeks ago. This is John Sharpley.
On Friday the 13th.
Yeah, we're trying to get that rebuilt now. Okay.
John's going to be speaking at our club on the 18th.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there. Everybody, make a trip down to 8. It's a good club. Good club.
We don't know what he's going to talk about.
Bees, I think. Well, you can see we're from all over the state, east, west, north, south. I'm glad everybody came today. It's like, you know, I never had oh, Cody, you snuck in on me.
Yeah, my name's Cody Pierce. I work at Tinker Air Force Base. I make hydraulic lines for the airplanes. I just picked up beekeeping this year, and I have 2 hives and would like to learn a lot more about it because some stuff I'm kind of, I don't know what to do with this, and I have to look stuff up. So I'm always open for knowledge. And I would also eventually like to look into doing meat as well.
Okay.
So.
All right, did I miss anybody else? All right, well, again, like I said, you can see we're from all over the state, which is really impressive. I'm really glad y'all came all the way here from this today. I've never had any kids, but I can equate this to like having your first child, you know, waiting, and all of a sudden this happens, you know. So it's really awesome that you guys showed up. I personally started beekeeping about 7 or 8 years ago. Me and my wife, we were organic gardeners, wanted pollinators. Weren't having any, so we said, let's go get some bees. So we got some bees. We researched about 3 years before we even bought any bees because we're really into the research end of it. Went out and bought 8 full-size hives the first year and put those out on our farm, and every one of them died except for 2. And we're like, okay, we got to do something different. So I started researching sustainability and less input beekeeping, and I'm just kind of growing from there. Now I am the outreach coordinator for the State Beekeeper Association, putting together shows and events and speaking and all that stuff all over the state. I've also have about 10 or 15 hives of my own. I manage about 10 or 15 more for other people all over Oklahoma City and Choctaw area. So it's just one of those deals where I thought this is very important for us to learn about, and you guys think the same way, I can tell. And I'm glad everybody's from other places around the state, because you can take this information back to your club, back to your people, and spread the knowledge. And that's very encouraging. So I'm going to go ahead and go into our presentation at this time. Is there any other questions or anything you just want to mention? Potty break? Anything? Okay. If you do need a restroom break, go to the very end of the hall, past all the tables, and the bathrooms are at the very end of the hall. Okay, so this is me. I'm a dad of 3 4-legged creatures. Little Miss Bella is on the top there, Randy and Roscoe. They're my little buddies. They're go wherever I go. I've done designing, I've built stuff. I've been a nightclub manager, DJ, organic gardener. I've raised chickens and rabbits and cattle and Arabian horses, and now bees. I've been working being a graphic artist. I've owned a couple different businesses. I've been an educator and trainer in different places. Of course, community outreach. And right now, I'm the customer service specialist and representative with my day job. And that allows me to do all this extra stuff and not charge anybody for, generally speaking. And I just want to spread the knowledge. These are some of the things that I've done when I started beekeeping. You can see here, I basically took all of Ken Davis's class. If you don't know Ken Davis, he's out of Iowa. He's the first person I came across whenever I started looking into sustainability. He's got a lot of good ideas, and he's really the one that spurred me on to learn more and more. Now, I don't agree with everything he does. He doesn't agree with everything I do, but we're really good friends. We got good conversations about stuff. The latest thing I've done, I went to St. Louis, Missouri for a 3-day conference for the Heartland Cultural Society. That was an awesome 3 days. It only cost me less than $400 to be there, plus gas. So it was really a good learning experience. Again, like I said, I've organized several events, and I've been a guest speaker at different places. This is at the Heartland Conference. This is some of the keynote speakers. If you know anything about beekeeping, these are some pretty good names. The only person I never heard about was Samuel Ramsey. He's a gentleman here in the top middle. He has done his PhD on varroa mites. He's traveled all over the place. He's really interesting. Next month, I plan on having a pseudo varroa mite class. Use some of the stuff he taught in his presentations. I will also be showing a video of his. the people that always ask me says, why did you choose the guild? Why did you choose Choctaw? And I've traveled all over the state and talking to people and other beekeepers. They all wanted the knowledge how to keep natural and healthy bees. And I was like, this is how you do it. And this is what I've learned, back and forth. So I finally said, well, I need to organize all that and start teaching a group of people. So that's what kind of started the guild. And another thing, in the traditional bee clubs, I don't think a lot of them don't want, it's not that they don't want to teach sustainability, they just don't know how. They teach what they've been taught, you don't know what you don't know. So that's another reason why I chose the guild, and the cost. And most of the traditional bee clubs I've been to and events and everything, it's, we buy this product for that, we buy that product for this, and it gets really expensive, buy new boxes, but, beekeeping is one of the most expensive habits. I used to do professional shooting, and that was an expensive habit. No, it has nothing on this. This is just constant. The only thing I paid by them was ammunition, and I was raised here in the Choctaw and Harriman area since I was in the 6th grade. I actually graduated from Choctaw. Bethel Christian School is now the actual city hall back in 1991, and I took computer science right here at this Votech back in the 90s, back when the printers were the size of rooms, had a whole room for just the printer. Another thing I want to do is make sure, I want the guild, this idea to be the flagship where we go out to other places. I've talked to people in Tulsa. We got a group going out there in Tulsa. My wife's in Montana right now, and they're actually getting some stuff going up there, which is really encouraging. So it's word travels. It's amazing how fast it does. And another thing, when I was going through all this, there's so many different ideas and why do you do this and how you do that. There was never really a guide. There's no one really knew, wrote anything down that you could actually follow. So read this book, read that book, and you have to come to your own conclusions. Well, I found the Certified Natural Beekeeping, Certified Naturally Grown website about 4 years ago. And I started reading over it, and they produced this handbook. I'll pass it around. We got a couple different ones here. And it's a step-by-step thing of how to raise your bees. It's coded with different colors for different things. There's red, don't use it. There's green, yellow for use it sometimes. There's green, it's okay. There's also a list of different chemicals you can and cannot use. So it's a really good handbook you can go to and say, can I do this or can I do that? So this is basically what I'm going to use as our handbook, and we're going to make sure everybody has one of these in the next month or so. Also, I want to promote gathering swarms, making splits, and using proven Oklahoma bees. It's very important to me that we use as many propagate bees here in Oklahoma because they're used to the environment, they're used to the weather. If you grow them here, they can live here just like we can. Another thing we want to do is focus on planting more bee-friendly plants. If you look around most of the places like out here, it's all grass. There's hardly any flowers. We became a society that thinks that a flat grass, a flat lawn is the most beautiful thing in the world. To me, it's a desert. We might as well be a desert. So we need to focus on planting more plants. I don't know if you came in down 23rd Street or not, but on the east side, there's the Landry Memorial. I was lucky enough to meet the lady that actually built all that several years ago at the city council meeting, and she wants me or us to take over the east side of that. And I said, well, give me a couple of years and I'll definitely think about it. I'm trying to do this now. But the more I think about it, little by little, there's 7 or 8 gardens there. We can work on one garden at a time. So I could get a group of gardeners to go into that and just kind of focus on that as well. This is our website. If you want to go to the website, check them out. Certified Naturally Grown is basically an alternative to organic gardening that we can all afford. They really work with us beekeepers. Their dues are like $250 or something like that a year, but they tell us as beekeepers, pay whatever you can, and then submit your application. And there's a step-by-step process. If you're not already that way, you can. There's transitions. There's a lot of information on that. So this is what we'll be using as our handbook or guide, whatever you want to call it, textbook. Another thing on this here, if you go to their website, you can order these handbooks yourself, but with shipping it's like $10. So if you would like to order one, they're going to get your name and information, so I know about how many to order. We give $5 a piece. If we order at least 50 of them. So if you want one, just give me your information, I'll get them, and then I'll get them out to you. In the future, when we get this going, I'll have a supply of beekeepers come in. They'll have their textbook, just like school, I guess. Do we have any questions about up to this point? Okay. All right. This is some of the community outreach and membership diversity verification. I want to bring people from all walks of life into beekeeping. It doesn't matter, if you're black, white, yellow, purple, what religion you are. We all need to keep bees, and I've been lucky enough to be involved in tons of different groups, mainly because my wife was the, what was her name again? What was her title?
Conservation chair.
Conservation chair for the Sierra Club of the state of Oklahoma. So we traveled all over the state. We spoke with tribals, indigenous people, tribes, low-income families. We focused a lot of different things, and it really opened my eyes to the world out there. I was raised here in Choctaw. There's, it's a pretty small little world, and I didn't realize all the different people and cultures and everything out there. So I want to try to encourage people from different races and, different, if it doesn't matter if you're in a church or if you're in prison, we still need to reach out to these people. And I think the more people we get into beekeeping, the better off we'll be in the long run. Go back there. Communication and fundraising. Our communication right now on a separate website. I'm not that talented. To set up a website, but I hope we can find somebody that it is. We're on Facebook right now. We have a public site. I've also got a members only site. On the members only site, I want to have more of the pertinent information, files and stuff like that we can view, and also it will help people stay in the club and want to donate and give their time and money, which we all know it costs money to run a club or business or anything. We're doing a Facebook Live today as a test run for different wings, different cities and states. I thought it was real important to, like, if you're down in Ada, you don't have to drive here every weekend. You can have a meeting there in Ada and watch Facebook Live and ask questions. I thought it was really good to get the whole state involved in it, rather than just the people right here in this area. And with all you hear from all different places, it's gonna be, I think it'll be really easy to do. You just need a coordinator for those events. As far as raising money for the club, I have been working real hard on a 501c3 nonprofit. I think it's very important to have a nonprofit to raise funds, and it gives people the chance to get a little bit something back for when they give. It's like you donate to your church or whatever you donate to. We've joined in partnership with OKC Beautiful. They're working as our pass-through. So basically, all we do is we collect the funds, we turn it over to them. They turn around and write a check back to the Sustainable Beekeepers Guild, and we use that money for whatever we see fit. I see in the future us doing benefits, but different kind of fundraising events, and just donations to help sustain the club and everything we want to do. I would also have a scholarship funds so for some of our low-income families to get into beekeeping and take our classes and stuff like that. Because as much as I love it to be, it's not gonna be 100% free. It's gonna cost a little bit of money, but I think if we can get enough donations, we can keep the costs way down on whatever we want to do. I'll also like to start a Give a Hive program. Basically, that idea is to bring new beekeepers in if they go through all our classes, and so they'll get a mentor and a hive to help teach them about the bees out in the field. It's really hard for us to just do it on our own. You know, I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of people around me that can ask questions, but some people don't have that. So if, you know, and you know, it cost me, I don't know, close to $2,000 when I bought my first hive. So I was lucky enough to be able to do that, but most people don't have that kind of income. I sure don't anymore. So I think it would help us a lot to help promote everything. Also, I would like to see in the future sustainable bee guild honey sales. Basically, it's fundraisers, kind of like you see your schools, churches, or whatever do fundraisers selling cookie dough, posters, or whatever. We would come in as a conglomerate and everybody bring us some honey. Let's say a super of honey, and we'd take it down to John or another packer and have them pack it for us, and then we can sell it out in the open market without having to be, you know, like a stuff. Yes.
Just some of them are new, so they may not know what a packer is.
Okay. Packer is someone that packs the honey, bottles of honey for you.
And our certification out there in Asher, a little behind since we had our fire, but we should be up by the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, I see this in the far future. So. Yeah. I mean, if you don't have your stuff right, we can always use Travis with bee oils.
And the packer, just so you know, you can sell your honey yourself and at the roadside, but if you want to go into a store, it has to be packed and inspected facility. So that's what we're in the middle of right now.
Has to be processed in a certain place.
It basically has to be certified as a commercial kitchen.
Yeah.
It's basically what it has to be.
Yeah, for cleanliness and all that.
The health department now.
It's not cheaper to take it to you and have it done.
We're almost there on it.
It's like Travis is up to date right now, isn't he?
I think he spun out his.
Travis is getting close.
He spun out his first test run not a couple of days ago. I think. I don't know if it was for him or an individual or what.
That was for his.
Yeah, just like a test run of the facility.
That Travis said he did done.
Yeah, he's a done. Right. Yeah. So I mean, I think that'll be something good, and we can take it to farmers markets. We can sell it here. There's this. I think it'll be a good deal, and you could get top dollar for it, honey, too, because we can. The more of us that get certified, we can actually have certified honey, and that increases the price astronomically. I've been selling my honey right now for $1.50 an ounce, and $2 if you want comb in it. So, and whatever I have, I sell out. I mean, I can't keep it. So it really helps. Another thing I like to do is set up a program where we have Oklahoma proven hives. When I was in St. Louis, I spoke with the vice president of the Missouri Beekeeping Association, and they had a spinoff like this for sustainable beekeeping. Their first program was to raise sustainably Missouri queens. And they started out with 4 different beekeepers, and their first year they produced, I want to say, almost 1,000 queens between the 4 of them, and they're in the process of bringing in more bees, and you get diversity in the stock and everything else. Hopefully one day I'll have him up here to tell us how that all works and walk us through that process so we can do it ourselves. That way we sell nukes and queens, and that's a whole other thing, keeping the bees in Oklahoma. We buy them a nuke, you don't know where it came from. They can say it was Oklahoma nuke, they can say it was whatever, but you don't know. But if we have it here, we can testify that it's certified. Yes.
On that subject, there are rumors about certain honey companies in Oklahoma that claim to have local honey, and it doesn't seem to be so.
Is there any kind of a certification program that you can really just say that, you know, this, everyone said like Hives of Oklahoma, like, is there a way, is there any movement that way?
John?
On the Oklahoma proven piece, I've got the research done, we talked about, I don't know, a year ago on how to do something like that. But we haven't talked, we missed our planning meeting because of the timing. But, yes, I have that all worked out on how to do it, and it's something that we can put in. Some beekeepers, when they pollinate honey from Texas or Kansas, actually cut their honey and put a Central Oklahoma label on it, which there's a few things there. So I've got that all in place that we're looking at how to do it, and I've got it figured out.
Yeah, and like I said, we're the beginning guys. I mean, we're ground zero. I mean, everything we do is going to be looked up by everybody. And as we go, we have to make sure everything we do is top notch, because we want to make sure it stands up and people know what we are.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'm not just saying
Oh,
that
yeah.
has lives in another state.
Oh, yeah.
It's just when they sell it as local, and there's only one that does that.
Yeah. Well, you have to come up with a set of criteria, and just like the CNG, it is peer-to-peer inspections. So if I go inspect Cody's hives, if he's not doing something right, it's up to me to say, hey, dude, you're not doing this right, you do this. So it's, we don't have the state saying this or the feds or whatever. And I think that covered a lot more clout in the beekeeping world than anything else. That we know that if I inspect your hive, this is what I expect, this is what everybody expects, and then it just keeps everybody honest.
Now, are you referring to this or to this when you say this one?
That's a certified naturally grown. That's our framework.
Okay.
And that's why we use that as our guide, because it's in writing, it's been proven. I mean, if you look over the names at the front of the book, look at all those beekeepers that they're a lot smarter than me. I don't have any letters or numbers behind my name. I'm just a regular Joe. But these guys here, they're PhDs and scientists, and I mean, I think they really know their stuff. They worked for several years developing this program. We got a whole presentation on it as well, maybe for another day. But I think that's the only way we can really do it. So you have to have a set guideline, set rules. Does that answer your question?
Just to put in to get a little bit of the research to sort of get your feel for the turning. To get it done, the honey can be tested, and they can tell if there's foreign honey in it. Okay. So of course there's probably going to be a cost to that because of the testing. It all goes out to one of the universities, and then we have to build a framework structure of how to do that, and that's something I've done similar things in the past. I sort of roll into that role right now. So.
I think we have the brain power in this room to do this. I mean, you guys showed up. That was the biggest step you could ever done. I mean, I was expecting 5 people to be here, and now you got people from Enid, Ada, and Tulsa. I mean, and I don't know how far west we went, but I mean, that's impressive. So I think we can do it. All right, some of the committees that I would like to see, not anytime soon, but in the future. One thing I should have said too before the beginning. The reason why I wanted to start this back in January, and didn't work out. And then I was going to start it in June, and then my wife had to move to Joplin to take care of her 104-year-old grandmother, so we got stuck moving her house and buying another house and all that furniture and all that stuff. She's finally there, so that's settled now. Now I can start this in August. But I think it's good timing. We have 4 months to work out a lot of details, and then January hopefully we can go straight on. With all of our we have all our framework done by then, and this is part of that framework. I think committees will build a stronger, more efficient group by selecting certain individuals that will be responsible for certain tasks. I can't do it all. No one can do it all. But I can have someone in charge of communications, community outreach, education and training, calling speakers, get the speakers when it's scheduling events, someone to take care of food, of course membership, and like I said, maybe have somebody in charge of planning or gardening committee. And it could be one person, it could be two people, it could be 5 people. I think the more people we get into stuff, the better we are. One thing I don't want us to get stuck in is a dictatorship where I said, this is what you're going to do. This is not what I have this club for. This is all you guys. You know, you got to put your input into it. I had an idea, and it's up to you guys to carry it on and change it. I mean, that's what it's all about. As far as guest speakers, of course, these are the people I see we have it in the future. Of course, natural beekeepers, different business owners that have different outlook on stuff. Like Tanya and John and anybody. You guys know more about this than I do. You know. And Henry, you get the old beekeeping business that you start up. I mean, there's lots of growing pains in anything you do, and I believe the more people you can have to limit those, the better off you are. Of course, I have gardeners, soap makers, meat makers, for like Cody. I brew my own beer at home. I've never made mead, but I like to get into mead making as well. Of course, naturalists and scientists, and even chefs teach us how to cook with our honey. This is a loosely framework, where I kind of see what the meeting is going. We have 3 full hours. It's a long time. Most meetings are 2 hours long. But the reason why I chose 3 hours is because I want us to have our guest speaker and have activities as well. If that's, I don't know, planting plants or building a hive box or whatever, have some activities, get some hands-on experience. So I allowed an hour and 45 minutes for that. A couple of breaks in there, some door prizes, and of course cleanup. I think that'll give us enough time to get a little bit of education and what to drive. Yes.
I know one of the things that we have with COLA, it's like a deal with the rose garden, Florida's rose garden. They've got a couple of hives there. I think they belong to Rick Sean's. But have you talked to the technology center here at all about maybe having a couple of host hives here? Because that would be an activity that we've never done at any of the COLA meetings. And I know whenever I have students that come to my classes, I have a lot of 2nd and 3rd year people that come and they're like, I have no idea how to inspect the hive. And I mean, if we could like have something like that at a meeting instead of having to have them show up at a separate time, learn how to do that, that would be educational, I think.
That's definitely my plan. This is the first meeting I'm kind of feeling the waters and see how far I can go. But ultimately, what I'd love to have is this to be, have an apiary out there somewhere on the property, have a place where you can have like do inspections, just make, and do plantings here around the place because there's so much grass. You know, that's what I see in the future. Once we get some people going, we can pursue that with the.
I mean, are even beginners interested in anything like that? Learn how to like actually doing a hive inspection at a meeting?
I think it's important, especially when you have new beakers. You know, a lot of the beginner beaking classes I've been attended to, there's a lot of presentations like this and a lot of theory, but personally, I've learned everything learned by doing it hands-on and messing stuff up. You know, learn from my mistakes. That's how I've learned the silly thing I've done. I definitely think that's I want to go that direction. Being at college, I work with OSU, and their main concern was people getting stung. So I pitched the idea of having like a gazebo or something that's screened in, so you could have people go in there and you can come out and you can have your hives around it. What's Texoma doing? Did they ever get that completed up there at Roy Noble?
No, what we do, Texoma beekeepers love down in Hartford. We use the facilities for the Noble Research Center.
Right.
And they have they had 2 hives, but we went off, we do all of our inspections out there in their apiary that allow us to do that. But we can take a hive and temporarily move it into a greenhouse, or it's raining too cold or something like that in their meeting. But if we do inspections every month, because we got several members that want more and more.
Yep.
We've done splits, we've done installations, we just had a class on how to light a smoker. And just, you know, every month we try to do something that gives them more experience and makes them more comfortable when they go home to do the deal.
So something like that is what I can see for us as well.
Also, their meeting is in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it's the second Saturday.
That-
And you
that's-
have time.
Yeah, daylight.
Yeah.
That's an important part too, because we meet from 2 to 4. We're in a conference room for 30 minutes to an hour, no more than we can stand.
Yeah.
And then we all suit up and we go outside. I mean, but doing it in the afternoon, we've got that daylight time to do it. We had meetings last year at 5:30.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of see here. You know, we only have to pay for the time we were in the building. You know, if we're outside, we don't have to pay for that. So I think we definitely work something like that out. We can get some people together to facilitate that, definitely. Any other comments on that situation? Good. All right. Of course, this kind of goes back to the hands-on workshops. The educational classes, but I also want to have other events as well. I want some of them to be free, and of course, there's some events we can do that's basically pay to play. We combine classroom or meeting time with hands-on activities. And these are just a few things I can see us doing: making splits, do some queen rearing, some treatments, gardening, and honey extractions. On the honey extraction day, it would be nice if we could just say, let's say in September, everybody brings their honey in, and we just do an extraction for those people that don't have maybe 1 or 2 hives that only have the equipment. We can extract their honey there for them, you know, something like that.
One of the things we do at ECOMA is our local beekeeping supplier purchased an extractor. If you remember the club, you just check it out and bring it back.
Yeah, COVID does the same thing. They have to really check out too. Either if you can, let's have a day like this. We have 50 people, and they bring their one super.
Extraction.
You know, we can have 5 or 6 extractors out there and just rip through it all. You know, and it's community and you know, sharing experiences as well. That's a big deal, is the community part of it.
That's a lot of sticky.
Man, we got water. We can buy aprons too if you want.
You got washing machine?
Yeah. As far as I see the food, I plan on the guild just basically only do today, have a little bit of snacks out, some water, maybe tea, lemonade, something to that effect. I want to stay away from today's exception, but you know, plastic bottles, that's not good for the environment, and that's not being sustainable. So I want to go more back to let's do stuff that's not traditional. You know, that's one of the things we'll do. Instead of having, one of the reasons why I do this time of day is all people will have their lunch and come to the meeting, and then go over to home and have their dinner. So we don't have to worry about bringing in a bunch of food and all that stuff every meeting. But if we want to have something like that, we can have like a potluck, maybe cook-offs or themed dinners, something like that, where we all get together after the meeting, or maybe it's a meeting a month every quarter or something, just a potluck meeting, you know, with a little speaker and everybody seats and talks, something like that. Of course, we need somebody to head up all this stuff as well. Door prizes, I didn't bring anything today because, of course, I was trying to do too many other things. But this kind of wants to kind of see us going in the future. We need to solicit vendors from different places that where we can buy or even receive donations for large items to give away. I think we have 1 or 2 large items that we give away at each end of each meeting rather than a bunch of little bitty items. That'll help bring people back month to month. I also have all the small ones as well, but I was talking maybe like bee suits or high boxes or something that's sustainable. I mean, and of course, we can't afford to buy all this stuff, but donations would be great. But there's different places where we'd look for donations. You know, you can go to, you know, they say we're having a talk on plants. We had somebody come in that they sell plants, you know, or and give away plants. Bring vendors in, different vendors from different companies. Beekeeping supply companies, of course, local nurseries, home stores, basically anywhere you can go to, but that you can purchase or stuff related to beekeeping. And Oxley, that one a lot faster than I expected. Do y'all have any questions? Okay. Well, this is the next one. Please join me and let us tell the naysayers and unbelievers we are right, we are powerful, and we will succeed. And one thing I always do at the end of all my meetings, this is the quote I live by. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. Pablo Picasso. And I like that Pablo did that as well because, you know, he was he thought outside the box. People thought he was crazy, you know, but he made some of the best work in the world. So that's that. There's my information. If you guys have any questions, come see me. Our email address is just like our name, sustainablebeekeepersguild@gmail.com. My personal is the behaviorist. And I think we're all the same boat here. Let's think beyond the honey and save the bees. Y'all have any questions? It's only 2 o'clock.
I think this is a great concept. This is something different than any of the clubs I'm aware of.
I think so too.
And so I think this is a great concept to do something towards sustainability as opposed to, you know, how much honey you can make.
Yeah, I mean.
Although other clubs, you know, people have different laws.
Oh, yeah.
We're all different.
Well, and one thing I noticed too, I mean, I've been all the different clubs, all the different states as well. But you always have your enclaves. You know, your this group, or it's like cliques. You know, you have your sustainability clique. You have your commercial clique. You have your 1 year clique. You have all these cliques. I want to get rid of all that and have everybody bring all their knowledge to the table. You know, there's a lot of one-way thinking. You know, and I want to stay with that. I want this to be the club for the beekeepers, not the president, you know, or vice president, or whoever. You know, it's my concept of what I hope would come to be, and you guys will make it come if you want it. You know, but next month we might not have anybody here, but I hope we're full. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say I really appreciate that you've gone to apparently considerable personal expense and outlaid a ton of energy to promote this and put all this together. I was at a community coffee this morning down on by Paseo, and these were on the table because Forrest had already been there before me. You know, I was there at 9. You know,
7 a.m.
Put out these signs, all the incredible amount of time that you put into this. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, the more you get, the more y'all get to know me. I'm up at 6 a.m. and I'll go to bed till midnight. So if you have any questions, just text me. If it's one of those nights I go to sleep, I'll text you first thing in the morning. But yeah, anytime of the day.
Do you have a donation jar to help the current cost today?
I don't have a donation jar, but I wanted to give you guys, if you want to give me money, you can give me money. I don't care. You can put them in that box back there. The green nuke back on the back table is our suggestion box, or whatever you want to call it, box. All your contact information, all that stuff, if you would like to drop that in there so we can put you on our mailing list. Go back to the donations with OKC Beautiful. I've got some little receipts here if you guys want to donate to the Bee Club, tax-free. I'll get you one of these, and you can write off your taxes.
One point is people are talking to all these organizations. This being a 503c, it's unlike a lot of the clubs like COBA, so donations are a little different.
Right.
COBA is not a 503c nonprofit; it's a for-profit organization.
Right.
And I know some of the other clubs are as well, so they might have hit these places in the past, but being a 503c, a little bit more weight.
And again, I want to stress we are not completely a 501c3 yet. We're using a pass-through. What that means is why we go through the process of getting all the requirements together. We can still use them as a pass-through and still get tax-free donations to run our processes.
Our local club, COVID, is 501c because my CPA likes honey. He's cheap. At $150 an hour.
Yeah. So CPAs, I mean, nothing. OKC Beautiful. I don't know if you don't know about them. I know John and Stephanie probably do. They do stuff all over the city. One of our really good friends, Kat Gant, her husband Kevin Gant. Kat works there now. She's in charge of basically all the school gardens that OKC Beautiful does. So I got hooked up with them through that. if you're a gardener, and you want to live in the area, get with me. I'll get you some gardeners. You can help us with the school districts. But they showed a lot of interest to I guess the director, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She's actually going out looking for grants and different things for us, because that's what their business is. So hopefully next time I go to visit them, they'll have a list of names and stuff. We can maybe get some money that way as well. One thing I want to caution you about, if you're going out and you see, say, well, I saw this article that said you get $5,000 for planting a garden. I started doing a lot of research, and if you get way down in that research, those are all sponsored by companies like Bayer and Monsanto and some of these big chemical companies. And I would like to stay away from that as big as possible, because yeah, they're giving you free money, but that's they're also promoting their business. And I'm not too big on promoting pesticides. And
Some of the requirements some of those people have are just not sustainable.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just not worth the effort.
Yeah. So I'll call them pollinator assassins. But yeah, if you're interested in donating, go ahead, come see me. I'll give you a receipt you can use on your taxes. If you want anything in the box back there, that's fine too. We'll meet again here next month, same place, same time. Please take a couple of those business cards and hand out to your friends and family, the other beekeepers. Just keep a couple in your pocket and talk to somebody, say, here, come to the meeting. Also, there's a little notepads there. You can take a couple of those, make your notes on. We just need to get the word out that we're here. I've tried, Facebook and everything else to, get it out. And I've talked to a lot of people. The city of Choctaw is actually going to let us put all our information on their website, the Facebook site. The Choctaw Times is also letting us put articles in their paper. So I've done a lot of footwork trying to get it promoted. And of course, I only want to be. So if anybody wants to help with promotions, let me know. I'll get you pointed in the right direction. Since it's so early, you want to take a little small tour of the place to see what we have here?
Let's take a health break and take a tour.
Yeah, let's go to the bathroom and just, we'll be out here on the tables for about 5, 10, 15 minutes. Rest my voice. Questions are past the tables, past the window.
Hey, Boris.
Yes.
Do you want this?
Yeah, you turn it off.
Yes, we take notes. Check it.